Deeper Walk International started in 1986 as the dream of Mark Bubeck, who's the author of The Adversary, Overcoming the Adversary. Mark continues to serve as the President Emeritus of the organization. He's also our Strategic Prayer Initiative Director. And people who know Mark know that he has a deep passion for prayer and a deep passion for revival in this country. And I have the privilege of kind of standing on the shoulders of giants who've been the pioneers in some of these ministries, men like Fred Dickinson, my father, Tim Warner, Neil Anderson, Mark Bubeck, and having learned from a generation that really fought the hard wars and have passed on some really solid principles to us. Deeper Walk started out as a counseling center in Sioux City, Iowa. The original men hired were Dan Rumberger, who was the psychologist in charge, Jim Logan, who was the resident pastoral counselor, and people just started coming from all over the country because there was just nothing else like this, a place where they could come and people were dealing specifically with their spiritual bondage issues. As word began to spread, other people came out of the woodwork, more counseling centers were started, Tennessee, Colorado, Indiana, until we began to realize that even with more counseling centers, there weren't enough people doing this kind of work. And what was really called for was training to equip a new generation of people to understand the lessons that we were learning in doing this kind of counseling and this kind of discipling. And so we began to focus more and more of our attention on training. The counseling centers all became independent, got their own 501c3s, still functioning today. However, Deeper Walk International began to focus its attention specifically on training, and that is training a new generation on what it takes to walk alongside deeply wounded people, what it takes to equip people to live in victory in the battles of life, and what it takes for every believer to experience a deeper walk with Christ by overcoming the obstacles that get in their way. One of the strengths of Deeper Walk International is that we don't have just our own unique package that we bring out there to people. It's not just like we have one product and we want you to come get this. One of the things that's our strength is that we partner with a lot of different organizations who bring their own strengths together, and what we try to do is pool the best of a lot of these organizations. For instance, we're good partners with Freedom in Christ Ministries. Neil Anderson, good friend of the ministry. Rich Miller, the president, is a good friend of mine. We partner with groups like Lydia Discipleship Ministry out in Colorado, who focus on ministry to the most deeply wounded, the most deeply shattered among us, people who've been even abused from childhood on. We partner with groups like Thrive, Jim Wilder, Chris Kersey, the Ed Curry, people associated with the Life Model. We have other partners that we are engaged with, and what we try to do is bring the best of the things that they offer to the table and also be maybe a connecting link out to ministries like theirs as well, so that it isn't just all about us, but about what's going to be the most helpful to what people need. The Deeper Walk Institute in many ways is the core of our ministry, and what it is a series of 3 courses that go from Wednesday evening until Saturday noon typically. And these courses are designed to equip people with the foundational principles and practices of a deeper walk with Christ, but also of what it means to walk in freedom, to grow in maturity, to recognize and overcome some of the obstacles that arise from the wounds in our past. And so the vision behind this is number one, we want every believer to get the standard equipping that they need in order to live a victorious Christian life. Number two, we want especially to equip people who have a heart for walking alongside hurting people and to give them perspectives and tools that can make them as effective as possible in walking alongside these deeply wounded people. We have 3 basic courses in our institute. Course number 1 is called Introduction to Freedom and Maturity. And this really focuses on what does it mean to live in the Spirit, what is heart-focused discipleship, how do I overcome the flesh, how do I recognize the work of the enemy, how do I overcome the work of the enemy in my life, and then specifically how do we use Neil T. Anderson's Steps to Freedom in Christ to walk somebody through the process of reclaiming surrendered ground and coming to freedom in their life. Our second course is called Advanced Issues in Biblical Counseling, and this one is really focused on people who want to take that next step to really be involved in people's lives and understand what are the big 6 negative emotions that everybody wrestles with. What are the core issues at the root of our problems? In fact, this will cover everything from fear and anger and addiction to dissociation and trauma recovery will be covered in our second course. Our third course focuses on marriage and family issues. And this course is kind of brings everything that we teach in our 2 foundational courses to bear on how does this impact marriage? How does this impact the way that we raise our children? And it's been a very popular course. And again, this is something that would be open to anybody who's interested in a better marriage, but it's specifically focused on those people who do a lot of counseling in the area of marriage and family. Deeper Walk seminars are designed to bring in 1 or 2 day training events to a local church with the idea of inspiring people and casting a vision for them of what is possible, and also giving them some foundational training. And we offer seminars in a variety of areas. It can be anything from basic Bible. We have a Bible survey that's very creative, very energetic and involved, how to study the Bible. We have seminars on discipleship foundations, discipleships on the emotional healing journey, seminars on spiritual warfare basics. So, and what we try to do with our seminars is, rather than coming in with a prepackaged thing that's kind of a take it or leave it arrangement, we try to tailor it to what you want as a local church so that it fits your needs specifically. One of the ways that Deeper Walk tries to get our message out to people, to as many people as possible, is through the medium of webinars. A webinar is basically an online seminar. Now, these are not just videotaped seminar events. What they are, they're telephone conversations with a presenter who shows his PowerPoint slides. And so most of these webinars, you'll see PowerPoint slides running and you'll hear a conversation or a presentation by a presenter. Some of these we offer to you for free so that you can get to know our ministry. Some of them have a very minimal fee attached to them. But it's our goal that these webinars will be a great encouragement to you and continue on your path of getting more training as you seek to lead people into a deeper walk with Christ.